What's good, y'all? I know I briefly talked about Antarctica a little bit. I want to talk about that shit a little bit. Alright, what the fuck that shit is? You don't really know what that shit is. They be hiding mad motherfucking information, you know? Because you got people like James Clark Ross that went around Antarctica, said that shit's bigger than what the fuck they be talking about. 60-something thousand kilometers, and then now you look it up, it's like 50,000 kilometers, and that shit bigger than what the fuck the model that they give us that the Earth is. It's bigger than what the fuck they show us. So there's something going on somewhere, okay? Then you got the pyramids that's in Antarctica, right? And they did the fucking LiDAR. And that pyramid is 3 times bigger than Giza, okay? Up in Antarctica, alright? One of those shits, alright? That shit huge. And that shit predates humanity. Alright? Because the pyramids around the world weren't built by humans. They were built with the sole purpose, okay, to create the motherfucking electric field that's around the earth now. Okay? Because during the pyramid wars, they fucked a lot of shit up. Okay? And they had to project a whole new motherfucking thing. Alright? So this isn't the first projection that they put up. Okay? And Antarctica, they do a lot of shit. That's why they closed that shit down. That's why they got that treaty. That's why they got the treaty for fucking the North Pole too. Okay? Because they do shit in these places. Okay? And Antarctica specifically, they got fucking underground civilizations and all of that. They got underground civilizations out there. They got cryptids out there. They got fucking beings that live there that are from there. Okay? And families of bloodlines that ended up ruling the surface. Okay? At one point. And shit like that. Okay? And there's fucking deep underground military bases and shit like that. And there's entrances to the fucking hollow earth there in Antarctica, okay? So there's a bunch of shit going on there, okay? And it was really, motherfucking, it was really attractive to them when they found that volcano that erupts monatomic gold. Because that was one of the whole reasons they came to this motherfucking planet, the Anunnakis and shit. So them specifically, they set up bases out there because they love that shit, okay? That's where a lot of the bloodlines from there are now. Okay? Out there working those shits. Okay? Because that shit's still a process that's going on. Because even though they already been fixed their planet, they still want to harvest the shit from our planet. Okay? So there's a bunch of funny shit that happens there. Because of their technology. And this shit kind of wigs out sometimes. Okay? And it's because they set up weapons. Energy weapons in Antarctica and in the North Pole, okay, which also create a fucking field, okay? And with these energy weapons, they're able to manipulate different things like the weather and shit like that. That's where the Sub-Zero technology comes in, okay? And that shit that's in Greenwell's fucking Antarctica is the same shit that's going on in Greenland. Okay, those are motherfucking spaceships that's in the ground creating these magnetic and fucking gravitational anomalies. Okay? And that's the same technology they're using to fuck with the weather. Okay? And on top of that, there's a spot in Antarctica they found that's a fucking parallel motherfucking universe. Okay? So time flows backwards there. Okay? Fucking particles float into space instead of gravity pulling them down. Okay? And basically, the reason shit gets pulled down right now is because there's a vortex under the earth. Okay, and there's a vortex under the earth right now, and that shit's pulling shit down. Okay? And they reverse the physics of the fucking earth. Okay, so back then, we was able to fly and all types of shit that they talk about in the fucking comic book. We was able to do a bunch of shit because the physics was different. Okay, so just imagine the physics, like changing the physics, right? They changed the physics. Imagine what that would look like if they didn't change the physics of this planet, okay? Imagine the oxygen levels that it used to be. Imagine the shit what it used to be, okay? How would it look? It would be totally different than it is now, Okay? And they did that shit for reasons. Okay? Reasons of control, reasons of fucking mining, different reasons. Okay? Feasting. Okay? Because we're like food to them, a lot of us. Okay? So it's slaves and food. Okay? And they keep this constant process and cycle going on. Okay? And that's why the beings of the motherfucking earth are waking up. Okay, that's why the spirits of the earth has sent down certain souls, okay, who chose to do this mission, okay. They came to these souls, asked them for help, and these souls came down and they're trying to help, okay, because there's things going on right now in this reality that are very bad, but they've been going on for many thousands of years. But since they're coming to the light in the forefront now, we have people here, right, exposing these things, and then we got a society that's rising in consciousness, and what that's ultimately going to lead to is a shift in dynamics to this whole motherfucking earth, okay? And because of different factors that's going on, they want to keep shit a certain way, okay? So since they know the Earth's frequency is rising, since they know we're in solar maximum, they fucking sent that polar vortex with their sub-zero technology, right? Okay? And another reason they use their sub-zero technology is to keep the motherfucking keep shit like the Leviathan and other cryptids motherfucking frozen so that they don't fucking move and keep the cycles going the way they're supposed to cycle. Okay? Because a lot of these things like the fucking Kraken and shit like that, that's just a giant squid that's fucking way deep in the water next to these geothermal fucking vents that are really fucking heated up, right? And hot, right? And if the surface temperature of the earth was to rise, the temperature of the water would rise, okay? And a lot of these things would come to the surface, and it was like that throughout times of history. That's why a lot of these old maps, they got these fucking cryptids and shit on these fucking maps, okay? Because these shits existed, okay? And they're in a bunch of books, a bunch of scriptures, a bunch of all that shit. But they want you to think it's woo-woo fucking bullshit. Okay? And then they're gonna tell you that your ass's ancestors were a chimp who came from a motherfucking dinosaur who came from a fucking single cell organism. Okay? So either way, someone's telling you some weird ass shit is going on. Okay? And it's up to you to decipher between information you're hearing, information science is giving you, information your ancestors gave you, and it's up to you to discern between all this information, right? So that's the information I got. That's how I discerned all this shit is the information I get, right? And I weigh and measure for what my ancestors said, right? Because I'm going to believe my ancestors first. And then I'm going to go, everything else is facts, okay? I'm not believing in shit. I'm not believing in these common narratives nowadays. I'm not believing in none of that shit. I'll believe in my ancestors' shit, okay? And then everything else, facts in nature, all right? And if it's like a belief, I will fucking interpret that and I'll fucking tell someone, all right? So straight up, my ancestors' shit, I believe all that shit and I know it's true, okay? So I don't have to guess. Alright, but it's gonna take time for other people because they're gonna want scientific motherfucking data and evidence for shit, you know? So, you know, we're dealing with a lot of materialistic people who still don't understand the underlying motherfucking reality. And if you understood how light works, you will understand motherfucking 80% of this universe, okay? Because matter is just frozen light, okay? And light propagates a certain way, okay? And they've already taught this shit for thousands of years, okay? So when you understand that everything comes from the ether, okay, and you gotta vibrate to create these fields, and vibrations in these fields create particles, you can see how you come from the fucking primordial chaos, and how everything comes in stages from these fucking frequencies, and how fucking dudes like Nikola Tesla is talking about vibrations, energies, and frequencies. That's all that shit really is, and that's what he's fucking trying to explain to people, okay? That's why he says a fucking light wave is just a sound wave in the fucking ether. Because the ether's just a pond of pure motherfucking potential. Just like that primordial sea of motherfucking chaos, okay? And you come from that sea of fucking chaos, okay? And when they talk about you're gonna go back, that's what they talk about, you're gonna go back when you fucking transcend your meat suit. But they're trying to say that you're gonna fucking, that the whole universe is gonna collapse back into that. And when they talk about universe, they're talking about your fucking universe because you are a universe and everyone's a universe. That's what the fucking multiverse is all about, okay? And then there are multiple layers to this universe that you would call a fucking multiverse, okay? But it's one fucking song, alright? With many different tones and undertones and motherfucking layers to that shit, okay? So, Antarctica. Crazy place. Alright. There's many crazy places in this world. You know, I've been giving y'all some cosmic history lately and shit. And maybe I'm diving off the fucking deep end to y'all. I'm not really sure. You know, I'm giving it at my own pace. And I'm just giving y'all the realest information that I'm fucking channeling, that I already motherfucking know, that I got inside. And I hope y'all take it how it resonates. Okay, because I'm just here to be informative. I'm here to heal people. I'm here to bring back people's powers. I'm here to fucking lead the charge to this age of Aquarius along with a lot of other fucking people. Okay, and you know, I hope that I'm providing motherfucking information that's valuable to y'all. Okay, because a lot of this information matters to me because I respect my ancestors. Okay, and I respect the shit they taught. And it's important to me to know what the fuck is real and what the fuck is not. Okay, and when scientists come out with articles saying that fucking like learning old motherfucking mythologies could help us motherfucking predict things, you know, and scientists literally came out with that article, it fucking, you know, begs the question of why the fuck am I gonna listen to these guys that are fucking teaching lies anyway? And the best they could do is come up with some engineering motherfucking technology with their equations, okay? And, you know, which is cool. You know, we got a bunch of toys, but it's not helping the earth and it's not helping humanity evolve in a way that's going to push us forward into our spiritual enlightenment. What it's going to do is take us into the materialistic side of life, and then it's causing what it's causing now in society. Mass murders and motherfucking mass depressions and all that shit. And it was never utopian history anyway, so there was going to be mass genocides no matter what and shit like that. Okay? But we're coming into this time now where humanity as a whole might be at the highest conscious level that it's been. Okay, we might be coming into a time where it might be at its highest time. And if we capitalize on that, we could create something new, something different that's never been seen before. Okay, and we'll have people paving the way to some new shit. But a lot of the conversations I'm hearing are from old motherfucking governing systems and old forms of thinking. And it's bothering me personally because I trust the fucking universe and I know shit's gonna happen no matter what. But being that I know that it's in people's hands too, someone's gonna get these conversations going to figure out what the fuck is gonna go on. Because it seems like a lot of people are laid back, which is cool. Like, I respect that, you know? But in the end of the day, there's gonna be people who are gonna have to do the groundwork and the footwork. So there's certain thoughts that have to be put in their fucking minds so that they could be fucking aware of it and that they could be on it and on their shit. Okay, because it's going to be really easy for this to slip out of our hands. And that's what people are not talking about. Okay, they just think it's in the fucking bag. Oh, it's the age of motherfucking Aquarius. Like, it's never been the age of Aquarius before. And they're still here doing the same shit. And people don't want to talk about that shit. Okay, because they're stuck in their ways. They're too motherfucking egotistical to put their shit to the side and say, I'm not going to be someone who's going to do something about it personally, so why do I have to speak on it? And it's like, you know, there's conversations that people don't want to speak about because it makes them uneasy. And, you know, I guess that's why I'm here. Okay, I'm going to speak on every fucking thing. Okay, and if y'all got any suggestions on things y'all want me to talk about, send it in. Okay, we're talking about it. And if it's too crazy for YouTube or any of these other fucking social media platforms, we'll take it to Patreon. Take it to my website. We'll take it wherever the fuck it gotta be. Okay, y'all. I want to end it off saying this. I'm not here selling y'all nothing. Alright? There's no fucking classes y'all signing up to. Okay? This ain't no motherfucking I'm leading y'all to enlightenment, pay me motherfucking this much amount a month. There's none of that shit, okay? There's me talking to this camera, giving y'all these real cosmic fucking downloads, okay? And that's what it is, alright? When y'all respect what the fuck I'm doing up here, and y'all understand the level of motherfucking knowledge that comes into this shit. And I'm not saying I'm at the top of this shit. I'm just saying, if you understand the fucking ways people maneuver within these spaces, and you see that I'm just coming over here on a camera and just bringing people information and not asking for nothing, just fucking think about that for a second and be like, damn, you know what I mean? All this motherfucker want is a motherfucking to teach people the way to motherfucking be. Because that's what spirits told me, is I'm here to teach people how to be in this new world. Okay, so I'm one of the examples that's being set right now, and there's other examples. Okay, so if you're an example, be an example. Okay, and if you're not sure, take me and other people as an example, and use your discernment and use your intuition. Okay, because I'm saying that because I know me, y'all don't know me. Okay, so take time, motherfucking go through my content if you want, or wait for the new shit to come out. You know, I'm not fucking forcing no one to like my shit or follow my shit or none of that. Alright? Which, of course, that shit's gonna help. But I already got my timeline. I already know what's gonna happen over time. I'm not really worried. I'm not really pushing nothing. I'm in a great comfort zone. Okay? And that's because I get messages. Okay? So since I talk to my spirits, a lot of the shit that goes on in my mind, I get ease because I get my messages and they tell me chill. Okay? But really, I might be worried about clicks. Or I might be worried about follow all this shit. But I'm good. Alright? I got help. I'm protected. Alright? I appreciate y'all for listening. Okay? Stay safe out there wherever you're at. Okay? Stay on your health, your fitness. Okay? Stay on the knowledge. Okay? Keep learning about spirit and your ancestors. Okay? And keep taking life serious. But remember that it's also to have fun. Okay? So what you're taking seriousness is self-love. Okay? Everything else is fun. You're going to enjoy life. You're going to live in joy. Okay? Peace to my beautiful primordial beings. Alright?